Hi there everyone, I think we need to have a little conversation because there's a strange community sentiment going around about the brand new event that's happening in Arknights, and that is about Retracing Our Steps. So as I'm playing this particular event and then also scrolling around Twitter and stuff, we've got people saying that this is a really easy event, or if not even one of the easiest events to ever exist. And I don't think it's of anyone's fault to feel that way, especially if you're a new player coming into the game. I can very much understand why you would think that this is an easy event, because the last brand new event that we just got to play was the F Magical event. An F Magical event, as I even did a video recently on my YouTube channel, you would know that I commented that it could be one of the hardest events ever released in AK. Because it's not usual that the normal stage being that difficult. That's just not something that happens all that much in AK. Of course, later on it turns out that the EX stages are also difficult, but maybe not as bad feeling. So after that, we got chapter 15, which is not exactly a side event, and then we come into this one. Now, here's the thing about this event, and with every other event in Arknights. If you've played AK for long, and you're telling me this is one of the easiest events, first off, I need you to understand, isn't this just a tradition of AK, where we just started? It's the normal stages. It's the stages where you have to farm materials in the game. So why would these be hard? Like, it's actually a bad thing usually that these normal stages are hard, because otherwise how are you going to get all these precious little things? And for new players as well, who are just joining the game, if you're wondering how to farm your materials so that you can quickly accelerate the progress of building, just farm whatever is the last few stages you can get, and then afterwards get the event currency, buy off the EXP, the LMD to quick build your units. Event stages are meant to feel simple from the start to get you used to the mechanic. You guys are calling this the easiest event when the EX stages and the S stages aren't even out yet. And most of you are probably breezing through this with all your meta units, not realizing what the enemies in this event could be. So if you didn't know, this is one of the highest stats we've ever seen in a basic enemy. Look at the Frostdillo. The Frostdillo has B plus HP, B attack, S plus defense, and S plus resistance. Go scroll through all the enemies in the game and you will realize you don't really see this S plus all that much. Of course, I get countered by people saying, oh, just use elemental damage, just use true damage. Okay, fine, sure, yes, we are at the weird point of the game where we have so much elemental stuff, but we don't have any enemies with elemental resistance. But here's the thing, with such a high defense and resistance that exists within this game, it's so rare to see that, and in order to counter it, you need to make sure that they collide into a high ground using the wind mechanic of this event. But you'll need to not just look at this enemy in the scope of just this event alone. When this enemy starts spawning in IS, in the future of RA, or even in contingency contract, there's a huge chance that that mountain mechanic wouldn't appear anymore. And if that were the case, you're not going to have the ability to easily use an avalanche in order to collide it into a high ground. And instead, you probably need to use actual pushers and shifters. And he has weight 3, by the way. I was already conversing with chat just recently about how if this was a permanent or daily CC map, they're gonna just do a risk where it's like elemental resistance up, weight +1, and then it's gonna bring back Angelina or Ho-Hei-Yak to become relevant again so that you can actually push him into a wall and actually make him flip over to lose his defense. Which is going to be interesting, but the thing is, at the current point of this event, you're not going to feel it because you're basically using the avalanche. That thing is powerful as hell. And if we take a look at the other enemies as well, they have interesting mechanics, like the snow cap. It makes you not deploy units on specific tiles. And that's going to be pretty cool. It stops you from using fast redeploys, right? If we take a look at the other enemies also, I thought the snow sprite enemy, the bat that lands to the floor, was also a pretty neat thing. I've never seen an enemy like this before in the game, so I'm so happy that we have this. The egg cradler is also pretty interesting, right? We have like a lancer that comes into this Silver Ash event, and it only happens when you actually shift him. So if you start having a much harder variant later on, where maybe they disallow you from using the avalanche, like, I do think that these enemies could be monstrous. Oh, and not to forget, this particular deer or moose, I have no idea what animal it is, performs charge attacks and tries to push units that block it. It's a fancy mechanic. It's good that it can be stopped by stun and shift. So I'm already just imagining that we might have an IS stage, a special stage as well in the future, where you're gonna just see 10 of these with very little melee ground tiles, and you're just gonna have them constantly pushing you. Like, it's going to be a mess of an enemy. What I would Put forth is appreciate that it's easy for now, including the boss stage itself, but the EX stages and the S stages could or could not change our perspective towards this. It's always usual that we have simpler stages to start off, alright? Don't speak too soon. I know all of us have been ruined by F Musica. And maybe in the future events as well, they might still feel pretty simple. But at the very least, it's a good mechanic. I would say that my review for this one where they have the ice mountains, I really love the idea where sometimes you want to put your units inside of the avalanche, sometimes you might choose not to, and it's also a good thing that you can customize the items that you want to use within this event. In the future, none of these will exist anymore once you're playing outside of this. So get friendly together with these units. It's so funny to the point that some people even say that the mini game that this event has is harder than the main event itself. Okay, I agree that this has a more puzzle and challenging stuff than what's going on. Well, until next week, alright, we'll get to enjoy bigger and tougher stuff for you guys to look forward to. In the meantime though, go ahead and enjoy Icebreaker games before it's over. Oh, I might as well just take the opportunity now to show you guys what's going to happen in the future events because you're watching this video, so here's a little gift for you. Right now, we are at the April period. So we're gonna have Pototori rerun right after this in 7th of May. And just take note, there is no Lapland Outer rerun. So no banner, it's just for you to play the event. Then there is another rerun for the skin specifically. It's the one that had Chongyue, Nian, and Jessica Outer skin. Very beautiful ones. You can buy it for 2 weeks. And then we're gonna get Unrealized Realities, which is Nasty, the brand new 6-star. It's a very interesting one where it allows you to deploy ranged tiles when you use a skill and has other ways of supporting your units as well. I do foresee that a lot of people will be skipping this character, so not very sure if I'll recommend her just yet. We'll find out as we get closer to it. But you have a good amount of time to save your pools until then. Then we will have another rerun. This one has a rerun banner. So it's Torn's Outer banner rerunning, Exodus from Pale Sea. It'll be a 10 days event, and then you're gonna get a random record restore. After we're done with Exodus to Pale Sea, then we're gonna get the event that features Majetti Catty, or if not, TT. So that's the unit that can cause sleep. Also another one that I think a lot of people will be skipping. Just for you to take note as well, Wang will be released in 3 months from now. Okay, so a lot of people have been pulling on this banner. I do think that it's pretty worth for you to pull for Silver Ash and also Paramedics. Both of them are very supportive of each other. Silver Ash does change up the way that you gain DP. Very, very fun to use unit now that I've already used him in the main stages. And Paramedics as well. Such an easy AFK skill. You just place her there and she's giving a lot of damage support. Or if not, use a skill tree. Wang will come in 3 months. That's the next craziest unit that comes together with Chen the Dawn Streaker. Save your pools. Until then, and we'll see each other in the next mega limited occasion. Okay? Anyways, tell me how you feel in this video after you've played the EX stages. Let me know again. Is this the easiest event of Arknights? Bye.